Monday, November 23rd, 2020. I am James. You are you. We are here for the 2020 at-home Christmas tree lighting edition of this episode. It is currently 4 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour, and I want to get something right out of the way. I think this show has the reputation of starting late now. We've become a victim, like so many other Montreal entertainment institutions have, of starting late. We started late a couple times, so the audience is now preconditioned to show up late. But we want to start on time, but because of our past behavior, the audience shows up late, so we can't start on time. Guys, this Wednesday, I think I've got the theme for the show. It's called At Home with James, starts at 9 o'clock sharp. Whether there's 2 people watching or 22 people watching, it is my promise. And I don't make many promises because I don't like to keep promises, but it's my promise to you that we start 9 o'clock sharp this Wednesday. But why am I looking into the future when there is such a shiny, beautiful present among us right now? You are gathered, much as I am, to light my very own Christmas tree. Now, I know what you're thinking. James, that little tree, is that what I'm here for? No, silly. That is my miniature decorative tree. This little fellow that you see right here, I purchased in 2011. It was my main Christmas tree until I realized that it sucked. So what did I do the next year? I took it up a notch. I got myself a 5'5" tree until that one fell over on a Sunday night at midnight while I was trying to open up my window. This thing crashed to the floor. Ornaments went flying. You know what I did? I took it up a notch again. 6'5" is what is standing right next to me to my right. You can't see it, but it's up, it's erect, and it's going to be lit by night's end. But there's so many things happening on tonight's show. First of which being Taylor McMIllan is going to be here, friend of the show, self-proclaimed Grinch. I'm going to see what I can do to turn her frown upside down. Do I want this Grinch smile? It was kind of evil, right? It's kind of a gross Grinch smile. Whatever. We'll figure it out later on with Taylor. In addition to this, Dimitri Kyres will be debuting his brand new Christmas hit single live on the show. We're closing out the show with Dimitri's brand new Christmas hit single. Someone sent me an instant message on Instagram and said, can a new single be a hit? Yeah, the answer is yes. Courtesy of Dimitri Kyres. He's going to be crooning his way into your hearts by way of your chimney tonight on the show. We are also going to be joined by Dave Kaufman, who is in this room right now. We have broken COVID restricting rules. Dave is with us. Not only is he going to be on site throughout my apartment, my Christmas tree is not the only thing going to be lit up tonight. Dave Kaufman, from what I understand, this is a first time ever, will be illuminating his own ass live. And that happens tonight on twitch.tv/@home-with-James. Thanks so much for joining us. Come on in. Don't bother wiping your shoes. Just track this snow mud into my home and into my heart. Let's get on with it. I want to welcome, right off the hop, we're going to do our first check-in. He's in this room right now. Dave Kaufman, let's bring him in. Of course, he's on location. Dave, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, James, what's going on?
Dave, you're coming to us. Well, I'd like for you to...
Hold on, James.
Yep. Okay, so it seems like we've got our first technical difficulty of the night. So if you're just tuning in, I want you to take a guess as to who's teching tonight's show. Of course, it's Dimitri Kyres, who was on, I think it was an 8-episode streak of technical difficulties. Last Monday, he turned it around with no technical difficulties. We went 1 episode with no technical difficulties. Dave, you're with us live from underneath the tree. We are here with Tiny Dave.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? I'm here on location underneath James's tree, reporting to you live. Things are looking good here. Everything's set up for a nice illumination. Hey, James, how are you?
Dave, I can see you down there, buddy.
Yeah, how's it going? Hey, don't step on me.
I'll try not to. So, Dave,
All
I know
right.
that this past Friday you were discussing how you had worked on a science experiment that week and you were putting the finishing touches on it over the weekend. It's now time for you to let us know exactly what you've been working on to allow us to break COVID rules.
Well, I mean, that was an unrelated science experiment. I was working on a volcano for a school project.
Wait, you were working on a school project?
Yeah, I was helping my nieces on one of their school projects, science fair, and so I whipped up a volcano for them.
Okay, that's great. And then you went into business for yourself and put something else together to give you the ability to become tiny.
No, James, that's not what happened.
All right.
What happened was I made a Christmas wish.
Oh, okay. So tell me more. You've tickled my fancy.
You see, I was feeling so bad and so depressed that I wished to Santa Claus that I would just disappear. I'd get so small that I would disappear. And I woke up the next morning after a lightning storm, and here I am.
Yeah, Tiny Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming in from the chat right now from, of course, Carla Mott's Honey, I Shrunk the Dave. We've got a Honey, I Shrunk the Dave situation.
Yeah, well, don't make that movie, James. I don't want my life story being told where I don't get a cut of the profits.
Well, yeah, don't worry about it. So, Dave, I want to check in. You're underneath the tree right now. I'm noticing that I guess I foolishly left an open electrical socket open there. So,
yeah, things are a little dangerous down here. It's not quite the safe work environment that I would have liked when I agreed to come over, but I'm avoiding the socket. I'm avoiding ducking under some of these what are they called? Ornaments. So I don't
ornaments,
break them.
yeah, ornaments.
Hamburger over here.
Mm-hmm.
See right here?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty nice. And mostly bare down here, though. Mostly bare. Couldn't spring for some lower decorations, eh?
Yeah, well, I like to have them a little bit higher, but we're going to let the audience determine whether or not I need some, quote, lower decorations.
Okay. I mean,
okay, well, yeah, this is a big talk from a guy who has needed to decorate his own posterior tonight. So I can't wait to see what type of ornaments you've got on your ass later on. I hope they're not dingleberries.
I decorated the lowest parts of my body, which is sort of my MO.
Okay, decorating the lowest parts of your body is your MO.
Sort of, yeah.
Wait, do you shrink a beer too?
Yeah, well, I fell asleep with a beer in my hand, and when I woke, this beer got shrunk with me.
Okay, so you've been nursing the same beer for days?
Yeah. Well, I only take tiny little sips, James.
Yeah, but shouldn't the beer be normal size to you?
What do you mean?
Well, the beer should still maintain the same amount of liquid, but in a tiny size, which ultimately is normal to you because you're both tiny, right?
I don't know if that's how it works, James.
Yeah, me neither. I guess I don't know either. Well, Dave, you're going to be checking in with us throughout the night. Where are you going to be heading to next?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe climb this tree and see where I can get to in the place. It's not really a mobility accessible apartment, but
yeah, sorry, it's not mobility accessible for miniature people.
For miniature people, no, you don't really have any ramps or any platforms that I can climb on. So I'm going to climb the tree, see where I can get to, and
yeah, you know what? I should have got some action figure ladders. I should have known you'd be shrinking yourself in a thunderstorm after making a wish to Santa Claus.
I mean, you should have, but you didn't because you were dramatically unprepared for this event.
Yeah, apparently so. Well, Dave, I like this contentious relationship we've got tonight, and I want you to be safe down there, and I'm going to do my best not to step on you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, we'll check in soon. Okay, Dave?
All right. See you soon.
That's Dave Kaufman. If you're just tuning in, he has shrunken himself with a Christmas wish. He's underneath my tree right now. He will be coming to us from various locations throughout the night. But what I do want to do is quickly move on to our next guest, one of our most important guests in At Home with James history. She's coming to us from Vancouver, British Columbia, where it is currently 14 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. Once again, self-proclaimed Grinch. It is Taylor McMIllan. Taylor, how's it going?
Great, James. How are you? You look great. You look nice.
Thank you. I was concerned that, I wanted to go for some type of Dickensian Christmas Carol like look, and I fear that I've become somewhat like Doctor Who or Angus Young, guitarist of AC/DC.
Oh, I don't know about anybody else, but I immediately thought, what Tiny Tim? That's what I thought of.
Oh, so the crippled boy from Christmas Carol.
Yeah, that checks out, right?
So I got the Christmas Carol part right, but I imagine myself as someone who is just an extra walking through the streets, passing by as Ebenezer Scrooge shouts out from his window top, "What day is it today?" I imagine that I was a non-consequential character. You've given me Tiny Tim, crippled boy.
Yeah, the like little pathetic one with the heart of gold.
Little pathetic one with the heart of gold, which I think most people would agree is some type of descriptor that might fit me to a T. Little pathetic one with a heart of gold. Taylor, you're coming to us from an incredibly undecorated room right now.
Yeah, it's very plain. It's the saddest room in my house.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a cream white with a cream. Was that a pillow up against the wall?
Yeah.
It looks like you are in a mental institution. You got sent to the hole.
Well, I mean, I am stuck in quarantine in Vancouver, so it's pretty much the same thing.
Okay, so they work hand in hand. Yeah. Now, I asked you this off air. Is the red shirt a choice? Is that your one lonesome, desperate attempt to embrace the holiday season on this tree lighting extravaganza?
I didn't have a lot of like Christmas cheer to go with. So I thought if I could just do one thing, just one color that I could give to you and this special night, I would do it.
Well, I appreciate that. And thank you so much for that. Taylor, I want to talk about Christmas. I want to talk about everything to do with the holiday season. I've mentioned it a couple times. You do not fancy yourself as much of a festive friend. Break down Christmas in the McMillan house for us.
Yeah, it's funny because it was like a pretty normal Christmas. My parents really loved it. My mom decorated the house crazy, but my dad hated it and was passive aggressively silent all day long. My mom used to set up like a video camera in the corner of the room for like Christmas dinners, and I actually watched some of them. So she would tape the whole dinner and it was just silence the whole time.
Yeah.
Just all of us sadly eating our Christmas dinners.
Now, did your dad, was he aware of his behavior? Was that a choice?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Okay, so your mom, was she aware of your dad's behavior and decided to crank up the Christmas cheer out of spite or out of excitement for the holiday season?
That's interesting. I've never thought about that. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I think she's just kind of jolly. She still decorates to this day, and her husband's like, her now husband is pretty fine with Christmas. So
okay, so it sounds like you've acquired your dad's disdain for Christmas.
Yeah, well, that and working for 16 years in retail. I mean, that'll do it.
Okay, so let's dig into that. Where did you work prior to no longer working?
Oh, you mean this golden time of mine? Yes. I used to work at a store called Anthropology, which sells like very expensive ladies' clothing, and like very expensive, stupid house knickknacks.
Wait, I thought it was a wrapping paper store with like ribbons. It sold ladies' clothes?
Yeah.
I thought it was a ribbon store.
In what universe is there a whole store dedicated to ribbons, James?
I thought it was like, I just bought my my wife a wedding ring. I want to wrap it in a box. Can you put some ribbon on this? For some reason, I convinced myself that you worked at a ribbon shop.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Maybe there was like candles and like maybe like
all year round. You thought there was just a wrapping store?
I thought it was like stuff like that, or you could go buy like bags that you'd put gifts in, or maybe like incense too.
So like a haberdashery? Is that kind of what?
Yeah. I thought you were a haberdasher.
No, not.
Oh, sold women's clothes as well. Okay, well, I want to dig into this a little bit. You talked about how the retail business kind of soured you on Christmas. Was it having to deal with unruly people or 24/7 buble?
A bit of both, actually, because we in the retail world, like we start preparing for Christmas in September, and so
My
when you
dream.
well, sure.
I should have worked at the ribbon store.
What do you want me to? I could refer you. Maybe I'll
Put a word in. Put a word in. I'll be a seasonal worker next year in September when they start putting out the Christmas stuff.
That's right. So, my store had a lot of kind of newfangled Christmas music as well. So there's lots of She and Him, the Zooey Deschanel band that sings
Okay.
Christmas.
Yep.
Um,
Now, did you have a Christmas song that you were subjected to that you couldn't stand?
yes, every She and Him Christmas song.
Okay, so I'm just going to make an assumption. Since it was
Yep.
Zooey Deschanel, it was kind of like music that was kind of old-timey. They probably did Baby It's Cold Outside, or is this pre-controversial?
No, they definitely had some of that. It was basically Christmas standards done by sort of like whingy indie bands. Maybe
Oh.
yes. Dimitri is mimicking maybe a ukulele, and yes, that's exactly what it was.
Oh yeah, see, I don't like when people try to reinvent the wheel on Christmas songs. So I guess my question is, had it been the classics, like let's say a Brenda Lee or a Bobby Darin, or perhaps a Darlene Love, even a Mariah Carey, would you have been more apt to be like, you know what, I enjoy this, I will listen to Baby Please Come Home on loop?
Yeah, maybe. I think, but it's hard to say because when you listen to that music every single day for 3 months, it gets to wear on you no matter what they're chucking at you.
You know what? That's fair. Okay, that's fair. Now, is there any element of the holidays that makes your heart feel fuzzy?
I think holiday parties are nice. Like when
Not this year.
No, obviously not this year. But when you have a situation where a lot of people are getting drunk and eating a lot of sugar, it's usually super fun.
Yeah, not to be confused with a funeral.
No, not the same at all. That's an angry feeling. Or
yeah, that's true. Yeah, more egg salad.
Yeah, I feel like at Christmas parties, there's a lot more just dancing and people getting drunk and making out on the dance floor, that sort of thing, which is always fun.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. So I didn't intend to bring this up tonight, and frankly, I'm disappointed that I'm going to. But you've sent me down a trail that sends me right into a segue. A conversation that I had some time ago with someone who might be on this show later on tonight singing a song. Taylor, do you consider Christmas to be a sexy holiday? Now, you talked about getting drunk and making out on a dance floor. That's what I call a party.
Right.
Now, Christmas, is it sexy? Yes or no?
I don't think it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's too much family around. If you're feeling a sexy feeling when you're hanging out with your family, that's fucking weird. And, you're wrapped into a bunch of layers. You're all puffy. It's cold outside. No, I don't.
Yeah, you got Zooey Deschanel playing over the loudspeaker at the ribbon store.
Oh.
Okay, so not sexy.
Whenever I think about her fucking voice, James, it just drives me because every song sounds like, when I walk through the sidewalk, snows are coming down.
Can you do that one more time?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
I can't tell if that sounds like Stephen Page, formerly of the Bare Naked Ladies, or not. Can I get that one more time?
I really can't stay. It's cold outside. I have to go away.
I know. Now I know what this voice is. It's character that you're dating someone and they do an annoying character in the morning. That's that voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be special to you, James, but sure.
Yeah. As someone who loves to annoy people that wake up beside me, yeah, that's true. I want to continue on. My goal this holiday season, because I would like for you to return in the coming weeks, is to see what we can do to fill you with holiday joy. Now, is there something that you think would help, or is this going to be left to me and my own devices to crack the code in order to turn you from a Scrooge? I was trying to come up with a rhyme. It didn't work. Okay.
I kind of am interested in the latter option. I want to see what kind of tricks you have up your sleeve.
A Christmas trick. Okay. I think that can be arranged. Before we start to wrap things up, because you have to go to school in a moment.
Yep.
Is there something that you do every year at Christmas, or have you forbade celebrating it at all?
Usually I will eat some sort of terrible food on Christmas Day and then go to the movies.
Okay. And I ran into you at the movies once on Christmas.
Yeah, you were wearing some sort of tiger print sweatpants, and
Yeah, that's true. I was wearing Zubaz.
That's right. Yeah, I think we were both slightly embarrassed because we were at a Star Wars movie, which I think we like to pretend we wouldn't go see. But
you know
we
what?
did.
I wasn't that embarrassed. I initially wanted to go see The Hateful Eight, but it was sold out.
Nice.
So I went to Star Wars instead, having never seen a Star Wars movie prior to that. And apparently a lot of people hated that movie, and I thought it just seems like a run-of-the-mill action movie. I didn't think it was all that bad, but I'm not part of that nerd microcosm of the Harry Potters and the Lord of the Rings and the role-playing games and the sitting in your basement for hours and the not talking to the sexual or the type of person you're attracted to. Yeah, I'm not part of that clique.
Right. Yeah, you're a cool guy.
Yeah, you know what? I think when you think about cool, now when you're thinking about cool, you're thinking about the guy wearing a lady's blazer, a lady's scarf, a tie that he found, button down from Village de Valar, and I think this is a lady's hat too. And I think I look good in ladies' clothes.
Yeah, you've got the frame for it. You can pull it
Yeah,
off.
that's true. Not only do I have the frame of a pathetic, crippled boy, but I've also got I got like an athletic lady frame, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I have to figure out ways in which that we can inject 12 cc's of the holiday spirit into you, right into the veins.
Yeah, I'm excited. Maybe this is the one thing that will get me excited about Christmas, just seeing what you're going to try to convince me with.
I'll tell you what, I was excited about Christmas, and now my levels of excitement are going down. It's like, I got a job now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Taylor, I want to thank you so much for being here. We're going to let you go to school. What are you studying tonight?
Microsoft Office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it makes sense that you were at the Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That was great delivery on that. Yeah. Taylor, happy holidays. And I fully expect them to get happier and happier as the days and the weeks inch an inch closer to the big day on the 25th.
Thank you so much.
Have fun with Microsoft Office at school. Bye now. That's Taylor McMIllan. The first time anyone has ever had to leave the show early to go to school. What we're going to do now is we are going to take a quick commercial break. That's right. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back in just a moment right after these paid advertisements.
Gratteux, tu fais de l'alpinisme?
Mon détecteur d'aubaine s'excite. Je pense que ton guide cadeau de canadien
Est arrivé. Oh, les beaux cadeaux.
Tu veux dire, oh, les belles aubaines? Laisse-moi passer mon détecteur. Oh, c'est le gros lot. Oh, il faut se presser d'en profiter avant que ça finisse. Oh, c'est excitant.
Canadian Tire, le choix est gros.
Des gratteux de petit prix.
L'esprit du temps des fêtes, ça commence en fin de semaine sur le réseau Bâtonnique. Plus précisément ce dimanche à 16h avec le défilé du Père Noël. Oh, toute une parade avec des choses étonnantes à voir. Des chars allégoriques, de la musique, des costumes. Oui, tout pour vous faire passer 60 minutes de rêve de Noël.
Fanny Lausier
Et Serge Thibodeau,
qui invite toute la famille
grands et petits, à regarder le défilé du Père Noël
au réseau.
And we are back. Thank you so much for sitting through those commercial breaks. Sometimes you got to find some sponsors in order to pay the bills. And by bills, I mean my own internet bill. We are going to check in one more time with Dave Kaufman. Once again, he has become tiny, a miniature man by way of a Christmas wish and a thunderstorm that struck his house only nights ago. Dave, how's it going down there, buddy?
Yeah, no, he is pretty mean. I agree. Yeah, he doesn't treat you well. No, I don't. Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah. Hey, James, how's it going?
Dave, it looks like you're coming to us live from the Christmas village that I set up on my TV stand.
Yeah, well, I managed to hop up here with the old beer and just having a chat with some of these nice guys up here.
Yeah, some of these nice guys. How'd you get up there? Apparently my home is not miniature accessible.
Well, I climbed the tree, James.
Oh, that's true. You climbed the tree, and what we're seeing right now, once again, you're surrounded by a bunch of ceramic snowmen. You've got a Santa Claus there, and there's also
just tuning in. I'm small.
Yeah, Dave is small now. We have got a tiny Dave on the show, and Dave, you're beside a tiny tree, and just to really get the point across of how little you are, even beside a little tree, you are even smaller.
Than this little tree?
Yeah,
I am smaller. I don't know what I haven't measured myself since the Great Shrink, but
the Great Shrink.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it down here.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm looking down. I barely see you.
Well, maybe you're not wearing your glasses.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I am not wearing my glasses. Now you've spoiled the illusion of the show that everyone's favorite Twitch host has got perfect eyesight.
Yeah, sorry. No one really believed that anyway, James.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Yeah, no one really believed that. Dave, I couldn't help but notice you're having a little conversation when we checked in with you on site.
Yeah, these are wonderful people down here. You know, it's a great group of community. You ignore them apparently. They're not super happy with the way you've been treating them, since you're their landlord and such. But
what do you
really
mean? I've been ignoring them in what way?
You haven't been paying attention to them. They've put in several requests for a new console. All they got was a Wii original, when there's been 2 new Nintendos since then. So
right. So there's some type of, what you're telling me is there's some type of labor dispute that I'm not providing them with adequate and current entertainment.
That's right, James. Here they're sort of the plebeians of your apartment, and you're sort of the bourgeoisie, and I feel they feel.
Oh I am the bourgeoisie. That's another thing. When people look up cool in the dictionary, they see the word James, and then when they flip back a couple pages, they see bourgeoisie. They also see James.
Yeah. I know you told me he was going to be sarcastic. I tried to talk to him. What do you want me to say?
Wait, so you're telling me that those ceramic miniatures come to life, and they apparently hear me making sarcastic remarks?
Yeah, you've seen Toy Story, right, James?
No.
Okay, well.
What is it?
It's a movie by Pixar, wherein the toys come alive as soon as their owner looks away or departs the room. And
okay, so because I'm not looking directly at them, that's why they're able to come to life right now.
Well, sort of your own arrogance and self-serving attitude and ego prevents you from seeing these people as people.
Right. So even if I looked at them, my massive ego would prevent me from noticing that they've come to life.
Yes.
Well, hold on. What are
someone like me, who is a man of the people, was able to talk to them immediately, and we agree about most things. Except I think that you're a bit nicer than they do.
What about the Coca-Cola polar bears behind you? Certainly they like me. They know that I'm a fan of their brand.
I wouldn't talk to those polar bears, James. They detest you.
Oh, they do. Well, what about the big Santa Claus over there? I've got a great relationship with Santa.
I beg to differ. Not from what he's told me about you.
And what about the Wii? That's a toy.
That's just a toy, James. It can't speak.
All right. Apparently, in addition to being bourgeoisie, cool, crippled, and an egomaniac, I'm stupid for thinking that a Wii could come to life, despite the fact that a series of porcelain snowmen and polar bears could come to life.
Yeah. You guys want to sip of the beer?
Oh, you're going to give my porcelain figurines beer?
Well, I got plenty of beer here. This thing doesn't empty, so we're gonna have a nice little party while you.
It's just a limitless beer.
Seems that way, yeah.
All right, well, Dave, we're gonna check in just a matter of moments. The tree lighting is on the horizon. From what I understand, you're gonna be back under the tree for the lighting.
I will, yeah. And just in the holiday spirit, this beer is sort of like the Hanukkah candles, James.
Go on.
It was only supposed to last one day, but it lasted 8 days.
All right, so you've got a beer that lasts you 8 days. There's a lot of people who are alcoholics that are very envious of your situation right now.
Of course, you'd bring that up, James.
Yeah, of course I would bring that up. Thanks, Dave. We'll check in a matter of moments.
All right.
That's Dave Kaufman. I think I like full-size Dave better. Miniature Dave is I think miniature Dave's a bit of a bitch. Anyways, Big Country Brian Reeves, thanks so much for the follow, the subscription. You've joined us in a very opportune moment because in just a matter of moments, we are going to be lighting the At Home with James Christmas tree. Of course, before we do that, join us this Wednesday night where we all come back together again for another edition of the show right here on Twitch. And of course, we will be back on Friday where Seth Mercier-Voyer will be here. And the one and only Carmen Rose will be joining us. In addition to this, we will also be having a very special Saturday episode, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. More on that later on. Let's check in with someone who's going to be providing us with a live musical performance later on. He promises to give us a brand new Christmas hit single. It's Dimitri Kyres. Dimitri. Whoa. No, the music is serene and peaceful. Where are you coming
there
to
we
us
go.
from?
Sorry about, is the music too loud, James? Sorry about that. I was just getting my audio set up here.
No. I guess the music was a little loud. I couldn't hear you. No, the music sounds like it's adjusted perfectly fine.
Oh, thanks, James. Hey, nice of you to make it. I see your invitation arrived in the mail.
Nice of me to make it to my own show.
Oh, when you come here, your family, James. We're having a little shindig here.
Were you coming to us from the Olive Garden?
Yeah, I rented out the Olive Garden. A couple of old friends of mine. No one was in there beforehand. It's been empty.
Wait. I thought you were like a chalet or something.
No.
You're in an Olive Garden right now?
This is the beauty of the Olive Garden, James. Nobody was in here for 4 weeks before COVID, so you know that it's absolutely clean.
Hold on, you just say Clovid?
But it's not Christmas unless Uncle D is absolutely tossed, my friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're mispronouncing words, you're in an Olive Garden, none of which we have in Canada, so somehow you've made your way to the United States of America. We're not gonna dig deep into that. Dimitri, you're a little sauced right now.
I am a little sauced. It is November 23rd, which in my heart, it's December 25th, all the way until January 1st, and then a little bit over into February 16th.
Wait, so starting today, it's Christmas Day until the middle of January?
And then we go to Valentine's Day.
Okay, so you go right from Christmas for 2 months and then into Valentine's Day?
And then we go right into Valentine's Day and then St. Patrick's Day, baby.
All right, so many opportunities for you to get a little saucy.
Yeah, a little saucy, but a little festive, James, because Christmas is my favorite time of year.
As it is my favorite time of year. And Dimitri, may I say, you look fantastic right now.
Thanks, James. Well, you know, I am teching the show this evening, but I'm also going to be singing a new Christmas hit, so I thought I'd dress the part. A little Christmas crooner, if you will.
Yeah, well, now that I know that you've been drinking, I understand why we had that technical boner off the top.
Yeah.
Okay, great. No explanation. I like that you just agreed with it. That's the type of employee I like having on this show. So, Dimitri, I'm very excited. I know the audience is excited. Can you tell us a little bit about what we should be expecting in just a matter of moments when you regale us with your Christmas crooning?
James, I have been toiling away on this song, much like St. Nick does on those toys throughout the year for all those sad little children across the globe. Some said it's impossible to create a Christmas hit. I believe I've done it. I believe I've put together the most perfect Christmas song for 2020, a modern Christmas classic, if you will.
Okay, so it was Mariah Carey and her producers on All I Want for Christmas Is You that went on a limb and said it is very difficult to write, produce, and create, and thus release a Christmas hit that will stick with people as the years and decades go on. What is it about yours that you think will stand the test of time?
We got the guy from Fish to help us with the beats.
Okay, so you got the guy from Fish to help you with the beats, okay.
And then we got the same drummer who did B-sides on Beach Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And
the guy who did the B-side, okay.
And then I'm singing it, James. And more importantly, I'm singing about something that we all know is at the core of Christmas, that I feel like a lot of artists dance around but don't nail particularly well with Christmas classic hits. And that is the sexiness of Christmas.
Right, okay, so you believe that Christmas is a sexy holiday, so you've written a sexy Christmas song.
Let me ask my orgy behind me. Is Christmas sexy?
Well, your orgy is empty.
Oh, you can't see. You think we'd get axed on Twitch if I was pointing the
you know,
camera
you're right,
just
I
just
guess,
a few inches over that way.
What do you have a miniature orgy in there?
Yeah, right behind the tree, actually. If you see what's going on behind that tree, oh boy.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Dimitri, before we let you prepare, do a sound check, how long is this song?
This song is about 9.5 minutes, James.
Got a 9.5 minute song?
It's 9.5 minutes. Is it too long?
I want you to cut that song about half. I want you to cut half of this song.
I get it. Get it down to 4.5 minutes as best I could do.
The 4.5 minutes is still a little long. We'll do 4.5 minutes. There's no chance in hell I'm gonna let you November rain this show tonight.
Buddy, you're gonna love this song, even at 4.5 minutes, buddy. It's that powerful. Can't wait to share it with you.
Let's check in soon. You're coming to us once again from an Olive Garden. When you're here, your family, Dimitri Kyres, you're going to be regaling us with some Christmas crooning very shortly.
I can't wait, buddy. All the best. Happy holidays.
Folks, we have jam-packed so much into this show, and it's only 41 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. And you know what time it is? It is time. It is time. Oh, it is time to light the Christmas tree. Now, before we do this, once again, I want to let you know that we have chopped down the finest 6.5-foot artificial tree from Canadian Tire. This is not a spruce. This is not a balsam fir. No, this is a Noma pre-lit artificial tree purchased in 2018. There are over 300 lights on this tree strung together by only the strongest, fastest crew with an eye for Christmas decor. In fact, there is only one member of this Christmas team, and you're looking at him. Put up over the course of 3 hours, this tree is set to amaze and inspire Christmas feelings unlike any that you have ever felt before. Now, in order to do this, we have also rigged up a very, very expensive and state-of-the-art camera. This is the Amadeus 180. What will happen in just a moment is this shot that you're looking at right now will swivel 180 degrees. It's state-of-the-art. So if you're ready, I'm going to push the button and we're going to make the swivel happen right here, right now, live on Twitch. All right. The Amadeus 180 has been activated. Look at that, folks. It's working like magic. The Amadeus looks like it stalled a little bit. This may have been a prototype. So as you can see, this tree is absolutely breathtaking, decorated to the nines. Now, it wouldn't be a tree lighting unless we had a bit of a countdown. So I know you're out there at home. You're out there in Twitch land. I want you to count down with me. Dimitri, are you still out there? Yeah, Dimitri,
Yeah,
I want you here for this. Dave, are you down there on site?
I'm down here. Sorry,
okay.
I'm on a bit of a delay.
Yeah. I think I'm also on a delay with you as well, Tiny Dave. Okay, so are you ready for this? I want you to take cover.
Yeah, I'm putting on my sunglasses.
Yep. Where'd you get those?
What?
Where'd you get these sunglasses?
I was sleeping with them when I shrunk.
I was going to ask, I guess that they also shrunk with you. So Dave has got his sunglasses lit. We are about to light the Noma 6'5" shot right now with the Amadeus 180 camera in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy holidays from At Home with James. Dave, can you see down there, buddy?
Dave, you're on screen. There you are. Hey, Dave.
Dave, can we hear you?
Hello?
Dave,
Sorry,
are you down there?
Yeah, the music's really loud.
Yeah, the music is loud. I think that's Dimitri's band tuning up.
Oh my god. When you're small, music is even louder.
Yeah, I can imagine. It reverberates. Dave, take us through what's going on down there.
Well, you know, the lights are on. It's beautiful to look up at the tree and you see all the lights. It's like looking at the sky during the nighttime.
It's like looking at the sky during the nighttime. Well put. Can you walk us through the scene down there? What are the miniatures saying?
The miniatures, even the miniatures think it's beautiful. They say, how can such an evil man put on such a beautiful evening?
Well, you know what? This Christmas tree lighting has taught me a lesson that you have to pay attention to the ones that you love and value the most, because
no matter how small you are.
No matter how small you are, no matter how inaccessible you are due to how miniature you are, you deserve the same love that even the tallest porcelain figure would get otherwise.
James, that's, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Now, Dave, look, before we let you go, there's another thing that's going to be lit here. But before we do that, someone's got a birthday coming up this weekend. And who might that be?
James, you remembered.
Of course I do. I'm a nice guy. I promise to turn a new leaf.
Oh my God, James. Why, it's going to be my birthday this weekend.
And Dave, how old are you?
And I didn't think anyone was going to get me anything.
Oh, well, you've got a lot of gifts coming your way. Dave, how old are you turning this weekend?
21.
Turning 20. You're finally allowed to drink in the United States.
Yeah.
And I was thinking you didn't look a day over 40.
Yeah. Well, they still card me when I go to the store, especially at this height.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure that it's very difficult to buy your miniature beers that last you 8 days. Well, Dave, I talked earlier on about how we've got a very special Saturday night episode this week, and it's Dave's birthday episode, an entire hour dedicated to the man, the myth, the legend, Dave Kaufman, this Saturday night at 9 p.m.
Really?
Yes. Did you not know that?
No.
Well, I told you earlier today when we were at IGA.
I didn't know the whole episode was going to be for me.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be just as good as my birthday episode.
Oh, my God. James, I don't feel so small anymore.
No, what we're going to do is find a way to have you grow just as big as all of us so you can celebrate the way in which we would.
Well, you know what? I might just make another Christmas wish.
And what's that going to be?
Well, to be bigger.
To be bigger. Well, let's hope you get some thunderstorms at the same time. Dave, we're not here just to light my Christmas tree as promised. And what many people thought was a gimmick or a publicity stunt, we are also going to be lighting your ass tonight live on Twitch.
That's correct, James.
So let's see. We've got, I don't know, Dave, what's approximately how tall are you right now?
That's a good question. Let me, what can I compare myself to? How tall is your tree?
6'5".
And I'm just coming up to the, how high do you think that stump is? Because that's about how tall I am.
I mean, I don't know, a couple inches?
Yeah, so there you go. I'm like
okay, so yeah, we've got
6 inches.
We've got a 21-year-old.
But bigger work.
But bigger. So we've got a 21-year-old, few inch tall with a giant Johnson, Dave Kaufman. He's going to be lighting his ass in just a matter of moments. So we're going to get our team down there to start preparing things. Now, Dave, take us through the preparation that you had to go through to light your behind.
Well, I hired a team of pyrotechnic specialists.
Okay, that's very wise.
And they strung on my ass, and it's ready to be lit.
Now, did you need tinier pyrotechnic specialists to set you up?
Well, I got regular pyrotechnic specialists, but they did have to work under a microscope.
Well, it seems like our chat room has already begun a countdown, so you might want to get to it, Dave.
Is that true? Okay,
Yes,
count me down.
we're at 5,
Okay.
4.
Hold on, wait.
5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. 1. Okay, so there we go. We had a bit of a bending over as well. Wow, the Christmas season can officially begin. The lighting of Dave Kaufman's ass live on the internet. Dave, how does that feel against your tushy?
It feels good, James, and isn't it a sight to behold?
I guess so. Dave, we're going to see you this upcoming Saturday night for your birthday episode. Any last words before you say goodnight to the fine folks of the show?
Sometimes you feel like you don't have a friend in the world, but that isn't necessarily true.
Wow. Truer words could never be spoken. Hey, Dave, how about we do a little high five before you go?
You got it.
All right. Wow, we did it. Even if your hand got caught in the shrubbery of the tree. Dave, thanks so much for being
here. It's all cut up now.
Oh, yeah, it looks fine. Dave, we'll talk to you on Saturday.
All right.
Folks, that's Dave Kaufman. He lit up his bum for your entertainment. I mean, come on. Look at this tree. This thing is absolutely beautiful. You've got decorations from top to bottom, and we will be posting a picture on social media so you can see the whole shebang. And hold on. It looks like there's something in the tree. Oh my God, there's something alive in the tree. It's a bird. Oh no. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, it's a Christmas crow. It's just like the holiday fables that you've been seeing in the news. Oh, this poor crow probably got stuck in the tree from its trip all the way from Canadian Tire in the box. Oh, this Christmas crow. You know what? Oh, God. We've got a Christmas crow. It's a Christmas miracle right here on Twitch. Look, this crow and me are about to get ready to enjoy the musical stylings and the Christmas crooning of Dimitri Kyres, who promises us a brand new Christmas hit. Dimitri, take it away.
Oh, James, hey, okay, hey, how are you? I was just getting the band together. Nice crow, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is that a Christmas crow?
It's a Christmas crow.
That's good luck. That's really good luck that you found that in your tree, James.
Shivering.
Ooh, James, I managed to get I managed to cut like 4.5 minutes off of this song, so I hope you like it.
Great.
But before I get there, I just want to say, that's a beautiful looking tree you got there, James.
Thank you.
It really inspires me. It really makes me think of Christmas, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, James?
Yep.
What's that? What's that? Who's that? Is that Santa Claus? Oh, that's Santa Claus. I hope everybody's been nice, not naughty this year. How many of you have been not naughty, nice? Oh, not many. Not many. The only thing I need for Christmas is Christmas, James. That's why I called this song Christmas for Christmas. The only thing I need is Santa Claus too, James. Wouldn't be Christmas without him, huh? I can see the snow all across the sky. I can see the reindeer flying high. I hope Christmas comes tonight. I hope that big red man does me right. I can hear the knocking at my door. I lay in bed, pretend to snore. I hope he crawls up in my bed. I hope he lets me ride his big sled, and I want Christmas. I want Christmas tonight. I want Christmas. I want Christmas tonight. Oh, I can feel Santa Claus hold me tight. Never knew I needed Christmas all my life. I hope Santa kisses me goodnight. I just know this Christmas will be alright. Tucks me in, gives a grin, things go bright. That Santa man knows just what I like. When he's finished, he leans in and gives me a kiss. He knew that this was my Christmas wish, and I want Christmas. I want Christmas tonight. I want Christmas. I want Christmas. I want Christmas. I want Christmas tonight. I want Christmas. I want tonight. Santa? Is that you, Santa? I've been waiting for this moment for 27 years. My body is ready, Santa. What's that in your stocking? Santa. This is going to be the best night of our lives. One, two, bucket.
Dimitri Kyres with I Want Christmas Tonight. Dimitri, I think that those lovely lyrics has nursed this bird back together.
Did we do it? Did we? Wait, sorry. The crowd's going good nuts.
Yeah,
Crowd's going nuts, James.
All the people at the orgy at the Olive Garden.
You know what? I thought nothing would break that sexual spell, but my music did, James. They're all cheering for me back there. What were you saying?
Know what?
Sorry.
When I got this Christmas crow out of the Christmas tree, it was cold as ice, and those lyrics and your musical stylings warmed this bird up. I think you breathed a breath of the holiday season into this bird, and look into its eyes.
Oh,
this thing is ready for the holidays.
Oh, that's a Christmas crow if I ever saw one. Well, James,
that is. I mean, what are we gonna name this thing?
That's a great question. I think we call it James.
Yeah, that sounds great. So we're now got James the Crow, the Christmas Crow. Dimitri, what a lovely song that was. There were moments that took me on an emotional roller coaster, the likes of which I have never gone turby-topsy on. But holy smokes, I think you've got a hit on your hand. That chorus, I couldn't help myself but sing along.
Oh, awesome, James. Well, you know, it's got to have the hook and stuff, but really I wanted to capture the essence of Christmas, which is staying up all night and waiting for Santa Claus.
Yeah, wanting to ride his sleigh.
Listen, James, you interpret those lyrics however you want, okay?
All I interpret is a young man taking a ride on Santa's sleigh. It might be a bumpy ride sometimes, but that's why you got Rudolph and all the others.
Yeah, the rest of the gang, the other ones.
Yeah, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. I know them all.
Whoa,
I could go on
cow.
forever, baby.
Whoa. Yeah, the accompanying cast. Good job, James. You're a real crooner yourself. James, thanks for having me on and letting me sing my songs, man.
Thank you so much for that. And I hope that we get some more holiday tunes as the holiday season progresses from now all the way up until the big day on the 25th.
You can count on it, just like Santa Claus and his big throbbing sleigh. James, thanks for having me on.
That is Dimitri Kyres. What a show it has been. This hour has flown by. I, of course, want to thank Dimitri Kyres for I Want Christmas for Christmas. Dave Kaufman was also here. I think he's around my apartment. We've broken COVID rules. He's tiny, gallivanting around. I don't like the way he was looking at one of those miniatures early on, so I'm going to keep an eye on him. The last thing I want to do is cheat on his wife with a porcelain snow lady. I also want to thank Taylor McMIllan for being here. And of course, it wouldn't be the holidays without a Christmas miracle, as we have rescued James the Christmas Crow from My Christmas Tree. Folks, we've got so much more holiday programming that is going to take us all the way into December up until Christmas night. Until then, I will see you on Wednesday. I will see you on Friday and Saturday right here, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, I want Christmas, and I want Christmas tonight. I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.